Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser. Good morning to you, my friend. So, President going to be in a neighboring district to you tomorrow out there in the Poconos, talking the progress make on inflation, affordability. Again, he says a lot needs to be done. What do you think Pennsylvania wants to hear from the president tomorrow?
Hey, Sean. Everybody's very excited. Our president has delivered on his promises from an economic standpoint, law and order standpoint, patriotism standpoint, what our military is doing, the recruitment, the draining the swamp initiatives. Now, clearly, there are some out there, particularly the media, stating that not you, but 80% of the media, maybe 90, it's not happening fast enough. But you know what? The president's going to come up, and I hope he expresses, just remember where we were and where we were headed. Okay, we had 15 to 20 million illegals coming across the border. Stopped. President comes in within a month. That's been stopped, completely corrected. Spiking energy costs, gasoline prices through the roof, excessive spending, wild spending. We were seeing what was happening with USAID. Interest rates were way up there. No control there. Loss of manufacturing. We were on a spiral down. Healthcare premiums. Sean, these are all things that they created. They're out there criticizing healthcare. They're criticizing Obamacare, truly the Unaffordable Care Act. Their economic initiatives increased our inflation by cost of living, cost of goods by over 20%. Under the president, it's been at 2.3%. He's going to talk about where we were, what we fixed, and where we're going to go from here. And we're going to have a great 2026 economically and patriotism and strength of our country.
Yeah, looking forward to what he has to say tomorrow. And we know that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent pushed back against CBS's Face the Nation yesterday on the administration's previous prediction that it would be a weaker holiday season for the economy. Take a listen to this.
It's actually been a very strong holiday season, and we've seen across all the income cohorts thus far, and so there's nothing to say that they're $2 instead of $30.
The president was wrong to predict lower numbers of purchases and higher prices.
The economy has been better than we thought. We've had the 4% GDP growth in a couple of quarters. We're going to finish the year, despite the Schumer shutdown, with 3% real GDP growth.
She seemed so grim when she was saying that. And he's saying, hey, the economy is better than we thought. Isn't that a good thing for everyone?
Obviously. And look, we have work to do. We all go to the grocery store. People see it. Okay, there's no denying that. But where did it come from? And there's a lack of certainty. So sellers are keeping their prices a little bit high, just edging their bets on continued inflation. But now, as we see interest rates, and they'll probably come down today again, or this week, Wednesday, but with the manufacturing growth, when you increase supply and it exceeds demand, by definition, inflation comes down. The BBB hasn't even kicked in yet. All of those tax breaks. There's going to be huge income tax refunds come this spring. Trade is working. It is working. It's driving investment in the United States and opening up markets overseas. And we're gaining some fiscal sanity. We're not wasting and spending like we were before. So waste, abuse, and fraud is being reined in. So all of that is going to contribute to a surge. Takes a little bit of time, but the president is the best at expressing and providing that patriotic hope that has real results.
Yeah, Congressman, real quickly, what do you make of people in the Republican Party, both members of Congress and some in the base, who think the president has spent too much time on international and world affairs during this first year and not enough time on the economy?
Well, I think the president probably works double what any typical president ever did, right? And look, these things matter. I mean, by creating these great relationships, we're also creating markets. So he's bringing peace. He's bringing, civility. He's bringing less death, which is very important to him, as he tends to say. And he's bringing economic opportunity.
Great point. Congressman Dan Meuser, great to see you. Will you